Have you decided to go ahead and recover that chair or slip cover that ottoman, and you go to the internet to look for fabric because there's no fabric to buy in person anymore? There's so many options: linen, polyester, polypropylene, all these terms and types of fabric, and you're just not sure which one to buy. Well, today we're going to talk about what makes fabric a home decor fabric as opposed to dress goods or fashion fabrics, the different categories of home decor fabric, and then I'm going to talk about some of my personal tips for shopping for home decor fabrics. So first up is what makes home decor fabric instead of dress goods or fashion fabric, clothing fabric. There's home decor fabric, fashion fabric, quilting fabric, and there's like fleece, and I don't really know what that's good for. Anyways, so home decor fabric is generally 54 inches wide, where a fashion fabric is usually 45 inches wide. So it's wider, it's usually thicker and heavier in weight, and therefore it's more durable and long lasting. And that's because it's typically, or can be, a tighter weave than fashion fabric. Home decor fabric is always woven. Is there any home decor fabric that's not woven? I don't think so. I might have to Google that. Not that I can think of. Other than being a wider fabric, what makes it home decor is because that's what it's used for. Home decor projects. Think pillows, cushion covers, window treatment, Roman shades, slip covers, upholstery, bedding, duvets, bed canopies. Also in home decor could be potentially linen napkins, even down to like Kleenex box covers, which I have always hated, but I just saw one at Home Goods. That was the cutest Kleenex box cover. It was quilted and it had a little ruffle around the bottom edge. I was like, oh my God, now I need to make that. Those are the things that make a home decor fabric, separating it from dress goods and quilters fabric. You can still use some dress goods for home decor projects, certainly, but it's generally not going to be as dollar efficient because it'll only be 45 inches wide or so. That is what makes home decor fabric great, because you can get wider widths for curtain panels and for projects like sofas and love seats and things like that, where you're not having to use so many lengths of fabric. As far as the categories of home decor fabric, this is the part that it gets very confusing for people. When I was making slip covers for clients, they would always ask me, well, what about this fabric? Can I get this fabric for a slip cover? And oftentimes people would try to buy upholstery fabric for slip covers. While some upholstery fabric can work for slip covers, upholstery fabric is even heavier than a drapery fabric. So for categories of home decor fabric, there's upholstery fabric, there's drapery weight fabric, and then outdoor fabric. And I think that's kind of about it for home decor fabrics. Upholstery weight fabric is obviously the heaviest weight fabric. It's kind of really only good for upholstery because it's so thick. It's not really appropriate for slipcovers or really anything else. Because of the thickness and the weight of upholstery fabric, it doesn't generally have a very good drape. It won't drape on projects. If you're doing something that doesn't need to drape, like potentially an ottoman slipcover, or I don't know what project would be not an upholstery project that it would be appropriate for, but generally upholstery fabric is just for upholstery. And then you get drapery fabric. Now drapery fabric, or the drapery home decor fabric, can be used for pretty much any home decor project. You can even use a lot of drapery fabrics for upholstery, but drapery fabric is generally a medium to a heavyweight fabric. You can use drapery weight fabrics obviously for draperies. It's excellent for slipcover making as long as it's a medium to heavier weight. You can use it for bag making, for most any home decor project. The drapery weight fabric is appropriate. And then there's outdoor fabric, and outdoor fabric is exactly as it says. It's used outdoors. You can use it indoors. More and more people are using outdoor fabric indoors because it is so durable and so cleanable that a lot of people are using it on their sofas and things and their chairs, like at bar stools and dining chairs and things like that, because the cleanability of it. So within those three categories, upholstery fabric, drapery fabric, and outdoor fabric, within each of those, there's a whole bunch of more types of fabric. And when I say the types of fabric, I'm talking about the materials that make up the fabric. Natural fibers, natural fiber fabric, and synthetic fiber fabric. And then there's a third category that would be a blend between the two. So let's talk about that. Natural fiber fabrics, there's linen, cotton, wool, and silk. And then if we were talking dress goods, there would be like rayon and a couple others that are made with natural materials, but they're man-made fabric. Linen, cotton, and wool and silk. Silk sometimes is used for draperies like dupioni and other silks, but silk is typically only used for draperies and home decor. But linen, which is my favorite, is a lovely, you can get linen in a medium weight, heavy weight, and you can even get it in a really, there's all weights of linen, from handkerchief linen up to heavyweight linen, and probably 5 in between those. And linen is a fabulous home decor fabric. Not only is it just beautiful, it has a gorgeous drape and a gorgeous hand, which is the feeling of the fabric. It just looks so pretty. However, linen can be very expensive. The other thing about it is that it does wrinkle, and so it definitely has a signature look. 100% linen, and you can tell 100% linen by the look of it, because it does have that signature wrinkled look to it. My sofa out on my patio has that. And then there's cotton, and cotton is pretty typically used in home decor fabrics. A lot of home decor fabrics are 100% cotton. A lot of printed fabrics are 100% cotton, and it is beautiful. However, you do have to be mindful of shrinkage with cotton and linen. Linen does shrink quite a bit too, so it's always a good idea to pre-wash those fabrics when you're going to use them. And wool is another gorgeous, gorgeous fabric for upholstery. I have, I think, only used wool one time, and it is beautiful, but it does pill a little bit, and there was something else about it that was interesting, and I can't remember what that was. Anyways, those are the natural fibers. Then the second category is synthetics. For synthetic home decor fabrics, there's polyester, then there's acrylic, which you see quite a bit in outdoor fabrics, then there's polypropylene, which is becoming more and more popular in home decor fabrics. Revolution is polypropylene. Polyester and polypropylene are both basically, they're an oil derivative product, basically plastic, and they somehow manufacture it so that it can be woven. So there is a difference between polyester and polypropylene. I've read about it, but I couldn't explain it really well, but both of them are essentially plastic. So they've gotten really, really good at making those synthetics look like natural materials. So you can get a really nice looking fabric that's polypropylene or polyester. You wouldn't even know that it's one of those synthetic fabrics. And then the last category are the blends of natural fiber with synthetic fibers. They'll blend cotton and polyester a lot, or linen and polyester a lot. The upside of a linen and a polyester blend, or a cotton and a polyester blend, is that you don't get all the wrinkling that you get with a 100% linen. Plus, it is far cheaper than 100% linen, and it doesn't shrink like 100% cotton or linen. There's a lot of blended fabrics out there too. There are pros and cons to all three fabric categories: natural, synthetic, and then the blends. And it just really depends upon what you want and where you stand on the issues of using natural fibers and using synthetic, man-made, oil derivative fibers. That's all I'll say about that. I will say that with all the synthetic fibers, the polypropylenes and the polyester and the acrylics and those things, one of the advantages is the stain resistance and the cleanability. If you have a very busy household with children or pets, that's definitely a big advantage. The fact that you can just scrub your furniture or your chair seats clean is a really big advantage to that. But that is why I love slipcovers and natural fibers, because I can just take it off my furniture, throw it in the washing machine and clean it. And I love that. A fresh slipcover right out of the washer and dryer is nothing better. So let's talk about shopping for these types of fabrics and some of my tips for shopping for these types of fabrics. Since there is no longer going to be Joann fabrics, and most of our fabrics will no longer be bought brick and mortar, we can't touch and feel any of the fabrics we're buying. We need to just go buy a tiny little picture online and hope that what we're looking at is what we're expecting is what we get. I have found that shopping online is difficult, but can be done. So now on to my tips for how to buy fabric. I buy fabric constantly. And I buy fabric from all over the place. But for most people, it can be overwhelming to be shopping for fabric, especially now that there's hardly any place that you can go in person to buy fabric and be able to touch it and feel it. But I do think that a good thing to do is to create a mood board for all the fabrics that you are finding. Some online fabric stores have a way that you can bookmark or favorite the patterns that you like, and then you can go back and look at that on their website and see how well they work together. But my tip for buying fabric is just to be patient and shop around a lot. Keep your fabric swatches with you. So if you create a mood board, keep that on your phone so that you have it with you all the time. So when you come across something and you can pull up your mood board and see how it works with your plan. If you're going to be doing large pieces like a sofa or chairs and you're going to be doing upholstery, I usually like to keep those items in neutral fabric, just because that's going to probably be changed around the least, and you can change around your pillows with a lot of pattern and color. However, I'm getting to the point where I really want to do more pattern on all my big pieces too. But I would start with some sort of inspiration piece and then go from there, whether that's an area rug that you can kind of follow the color story in, or a piece of pottery that you're loving the colors of and you want to follow that color story, or if you have one piece of fabric that you have found and you absolutely love and you want to work off of that, that's a good way to start as well. Just shop around at all the online stores and scour the internet for fabric, because fabric can be really expensive. So, just be patient and really look in all places that you wouldn't expect. And if you are in the market for fabric and you're on a very tight budget, you may want to look at this video next, because I talk all about the weird and unusual places I find a lot of fabric for my projects. So click that video right here and I'll see you over there.